How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Lead Therapy, and thank you so very much for taking time for tuning in to my video. A law professor suggests rewrites of the First and Second Amendments that do not mention free press and bearing arms. Before I get further into the video, if you enjoy this video, or if I give you some information you didn't know, please take time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. It's greatly appreciated and it helps the channel grow. A professor at the University of Miami School of Law has penned a proposal for a redo of the First and Second Amendments in a Boston Globe op-ed. Mary Ann Franks, the Michael R. Klein, the Distinguished Scholar Chair of the university, wrote that the first two amendments, which include the rights to free speech, religion, and bearing arms, inspire religious-like fervor in many Americans, and that both are deeply flawed in their respective conceptualizations. These two amendments are highly susceptible to being read in isolation from the Constitution as a whole and from its commitments to equality and the collective good, Franks wrote. The professor claims that the two amendments tend to be interpreted in aggressively individualistic ways that ignore the reality of conflict among competing rights. The result, according to Franks, is that the most powerful members of society benefit from these rights at the expense of vulnerable groups. Franks did not elaborate on these individuals in the groups. Franks proposed that both amendments should explicitly state individuals' rights within the framework of domestic tranquility and the general welfare set out in the Constitution's preamble. For the First Amendment, her proposed redo reads, "Every person has the right to freedom of expression, association, peaceful assembly, and petition the government for redress of grievances, consistent with the rights of others, to the same and subject to responsibility of abuses. All conflicts of such rights will be resolved with the accordance of the principle of equality and dignity of all persons." It continues that the government must respect the freedom of religion and the freedom from religion. For the Second Amendment, Franks said, the concept of self-defense should be expanded to include the meaningful right to bodily autonomy, such as on reproductive matters. Her proposal reads, "All people have a right to bodily autonomy, consistent with the right of other people to the same, including the right to defend themselves against unlawful force and the right to self-determination in reproductive matters. The government shall take reasonable measures to protect the health and safety of the public as a whole." What does reproductive matters have to do with the Second Amendment? And this just goes to show you, somebody that has a higher degree of learning and all of these big diplomas from these universities still have no common sense and have no idea what the hell they are talking about. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, what you think of the professor's new proposal on rewriting the First and Second Amendment. And as I mentioned at the starting in the video, if you enjoyed the video, or if I gave you some information you didn't know, please take time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video.